Welcome to Royal Pride. I'm Tim Rutherford here with Eastern Hancock Athletic Director Aaron Spalding. Welcome, Aaron.
Great to be here. Great to be here.
Well, this is our last show before Christmas. Winter sports are in full swing now.
Yep.
The girls' basketball season was the first to get underway, so they're all right at halfway through their regular season. And so they're starting for the home stretch already.
Right.
Everybody else is just kind of hitting their stride at this point. But so we'll start with the girls' basketball season. They are currently 7-4, 4-1 in our conference, having a pretty good start to the year here.
Yeah, they've done a nice job early on. We've got some about 6-7 girls who've been solid contributors, have a little bit of injuries going on, but they've done a really good job. As you mentioned, 4-1 in the conference. Just had the lone loss at Wapahani a couple weeks ago. Probably the class of the conference, Monroe Central. That'll be a real tough one. We got them coming up this Saturday. So yeah, good start to the season, or I guess halfway through the season, as you mentioned. Kind of some names that to mention has done some great things. Jocelyn Duncan has led us in scoring, done a real good job on the offensive end of the court. She's averaging just above 15 points a game. Jenna Smith, a senior for us, is our leading rebounder, averaging just a touch above 8.5 a game. She's been a 4-year player for us, been consistent for us. In assist, Haley Best and Jocelyn Duncan, again, averaging a little under 3 a game, leading us there. So Haley, another senior. So Coach Dowd's got them playing well. We're going to have a big week this week. Tonight, they travel to Cambridge City, as they'll take on the Eagles over there tonight. Thursday night, they'll go to Blue River, who's got a nice team. They be a conference game. And then, as I mentioned, Saturday is Monroe Central, who last year they went undefeated in the regular season. Not sure, I haven't looked at what their regular season record is, but that'll be a big test for us Saturday.
Excellent. The great thing about the girls program right now is we do have a couple of seniors, but a lot of the contributors will be girls who will be coming back next year.
Yeah, we've got let's see, 2 juniors that are big contributors, 2 sophomores. I think I'm saying that correctly, 2 sophomores. We've got a freshman that's playing, and then we've got some 8th graders who I think can contribute next year. So and then we've got another freshman who has been hurt. She got hurt in volleyball, who will contribute once she gets back, and I think Lily Hunt is who I'm referring to. I think she's close to being ready to be back and contributing.
I know the boot's off, so
hopefully
some of practice.
Hopefully it'll be before too long. We'll have her back on the court.
Excellent. Well, they got 3 more games this week, as you mentioned, so a busy week before Christmas for them.
Absolutely.
We're going to jump, instead of going to boys basketball next, we're going to go to the pool. And we're going to jump in the pool with the boys. They were champions of one of the invitationals they participated in.
Yeah, we were just let's see, I believe it was December 7th, if my memory serves me correct, or 8th, I guess it would have been the 8th. We were champions of the Eastern Hancock Invitational, the invite we host every year. Some individual champions that day, Garrett Friesen, was champions of both the 50 free and the 500 free, and then a couple relay teams that day for the boys. 200 free relay team, Dizer, Bolding, Edwards, and Henderson, and then the 400 free relay team of Henderson, Bolding, McDaniel, and Dizer. And then we also had several girls. I believe the girls finished second that day, if my memory serves me correct, but also want to mention them as well. Martina Romano, both in the 200 individual medley and 100 breaststroke, was champion. Ellie Griesmeyer in the 100 freestyle. Elise Huffman in the 500 freestyle. And then the 200 free relay team of Romano, Huffman, Serberg, and Griesmeyer. So good day for the Royals that day. And then they've had some, as I've mentioned several times on the show, they're single class sports. So we've, I believe it was last week or the week before, we participated in the Pike Invitational. So they've got a great education there on some really good competition here after the break, or excuse me, after Christmas. They'll be traveling to Mooresville to participate in their invitational later in the year at Warren Central. So they're making the rounds, but having a good season. Also want to highlight there's one young lady, she's actually a foreign exchange student, I mentioned her earlier, Martina Romano, broke our 200 individual medley record. That's, I believe, the first record that's fallen this year. For years they were falling but our records I think have gotten good enough that they're pretty hard to reach now. But anyway, she had a time of 2 minutes, 33.67 seconds to break the record there, so congratulations to her.
I believe she did keep our streak going of shows when we're in season with swimming where we did have at least one record.
Yes.
Because usually we're talking about 3 or 4.
Yeah, exactly. So it's slowed down. Like I said, the records have gotten good enough that they're going to be a challenge to get now.
Well, we'll go to the mats now. Our wrestling season is underway as well. The boys participated in the Blackford Invitational last Saturday and had some success. Yeah,
they were champions of the Blackford Invitational this past Saturday. Went up there. Champions on the day, different weight classes: Ethan Boyer, Avery Wills, Garrett Friesen, Tyler Vanderfleet, Kagan Kendall, and then Alexander Burton, and that's actually the third invitational that Alexander has been the champion of his weight class. I believe that's 220, so congratulations to him. But the Royals this past Saturday went 5-0, so great day for the Royals there. They have a big challenge tomorrow night as they will travel to New Pal, as they'll take on the Dragons over there tomorrow night. And then an even bigger challenge this coming Saturday, Avon. They'll be in the Avon Invitational, and Coach Oliver told me yesterday that Perry Meridian's at that, and Perry Meridian's probably at least over the last 20 years or so, probably has been the premier wrestling program in the state. So big challenge coming up for the Royals this week to see where we're at. And
but wrestling, like swimming, is one class when they get to the tournament.
Yeah, and that's why we schedule a lot of these things, because if our kids are going to have success in the tournament, they're going to have to face these kids. So we want to give them some experience doing that before they get there.
And with the boys that we have, are we senior laden? Do we have a lot of young?
It's a good mix. We have some senior. I know Alexander is a senior. I believe that might be, I think we have 1 or 2 others. But anyway, Alexander's going to be a loss. But it's a good mix of juniors, sophomores, even got some freshmen contributing. So I think we got some good things coming.
Excellent. And the middle school wrestling program
that will start both middle school wrestling and middle school swimming starts when we get back. So they'll be up when we get back.
Excellent. Well, we're going to take a quick break here on Royal Pride. When we come back, we're going to hit the hardwood with the boys. So we'll see you here in a short minute.
A neighborhood drive-up builds their menu around locally sourced foods. A community-owned telecom delivers fiber optic bandwidth that helps them leverage high-performing technology with lower startup costs. Turns out, going local doesn't just mean fresh, it means better. Ninestar Connect. Community-owned, community-strong.
Welcome back to Royal Pride, and we're going to hit the hardwood with the boys right now. The boys basketball season with the varsity is underway. We also have our middle school programs and the boys program are all underway. We're going to start with the varsity and the JV. Decent start to the season, considering we have 2 varsity contributors from last year that returned, and lots of young men getting their first opportunity at varsity basketball. Really had a decent start to this season.
Yeah, we've, it's been uneven, and what I mean by that, there's times where we've played really well and then times where we've not played well at all. So, and as you would expect that with an inexperienced team, as much as a coach, you would rather that not happen. That's generally the case. But we've definitely seen sparks of some really good basketball. 4-3. right now to start the year. 1-1 in the conference, so we've got our at least our heads above water in both of those places. So I talked to a team yesterday, talking about how we've shown that we can do stuff. Now it's a matter of us being consistent. So that's kind of where we're at. Some leaders for us. Peyton Gray, senior for us, is averaging just a shade under double digits to lead us in scoring. Joey Sterrett has been a tremendous on the boards, is averaging right around 9 a game on the boards, and he had a 16 rebound game against Northeastern, a big win over at their place a week and a half ago. Skylar Schroep, another senior for us, is averaging just a tad over 3.5 assists a game. Had 7 this past Saturday in a win over Cambridge City. Also, he's had 2 games where he's really kind of put the game away, making some big free throws down the stretch. I looked yesterday, he's shooting 85% from the line. So he's doing an outstanding job running the show for us and getting the ball where it needs to be. So, like I said, it's a good start, at least for this inexperienced team. So hopefully, as the season grows, we can grow. Got another good challenge tomorrow night, as we'll host North Decatur. Got a nice team, but it's a team that I think we can compete with and hopefully give ourselves a chance to be successful.
And just like in the girls program, while we have some senior leadership, we also have several young players who are varsity contributors this year as well.
Playing 2 juniors, big contributors. We got a sophomores contributing, a couple freshmen, and then we got some young kids coming up that I think could possibly help us. So good things coming. Our JV's off to a great start. I believe they are 6-1, if my memory serves me correct. I believe just have the lone loss to Northeastern. So they're doing some nice jobs. Got some young kids there who can definitely help us in the future. So they're doing a nice job. Coach Bechtel's doing a nice job with them. So the C team, our C basketball team, last night had a real close win over North Decatur. I believe that's, my memory serves me correct, that's 4 straight for them. So Coach Paxton doing a nice job with them. They had came down, I think they won by 1 last night. They were down by 3 with under a minute to left and were able to pull it out. So good things happening in the high school program. So hopefully we can continue to keep it rolling.
And with the varsity, I believe it'll be right around the time we're doing our next show. It might be before. There'll be a stretch of 3 conference games there in a couple-week period where it'll really determine how our conference season
Right, I was kind of see where we can fall as far as the conference. Got probably Shenandoah is the favorite in the conference. Wapahani's got a nice team. Blue River's got a nice team, and then there's 4 or 5 or other of us who are kind of right there. Can be dangerous, so we'll just kind of see how it shakes out.
Excellent. Well, let's move to the middle school because our 7th and 8th grade, they've been playing the longest of any of the boys right now.
Right.
Our 8th grade team is 11-2, and they recently won an invite.
Yeah, they this past weekend, 2 weekends ago, my apologies, they went over to, would be a better terminology, to Union County, participated in their invitational tournament. They beat Greensburg. Beat them pretty soundly, I think 15 points or so. And then they took on Monroe Central, who's been got a really nice team. They were undefeated last year, but they ended up, we beat them by 2. So that was a great game that we were able to pull out. A little come from behind in the 4th quarter, won that game. So they were champions. I think we got a picture of that to show you there, those boys. But as you mentioned, 11-2, Coach Schultz doing a good job with them. Last night they had a win over Centerville, so they're rolling. I think now they're off until right after the start of the break. 7th grade is right at 9-4, so they're doing some good things. So good things from the 7th and 8th grade right now.
Excellent. Coach Hicks is coaching the 7th graders again.
Yeah, I think I mentioned maybe last show. It's really neat, as my gray hair is showing, I'm getting older and older. But we've got Coach Schultz started middle school coaching with me when I came, so that's now his 20th year of being either a 7th or 8th grade coach. And then we have 3 former players. Jake Hicks played for us, graduated I believe in, what was it, 13 maybe, 12?
Right.
I don't know,
I think
something
it's
of that
13.
nature. But he's our 7th grade coach, and we got assistants on both. With the 8th grade, Jacob Eischen just graduated last year. He's an assistant with the 8th grade, and then Cole Allen, who graduated maybe 14. I don't know, something of that nature. It kind of all runs together. He's an assistant with our 7th grade, so it's just neat to see your guys come back and contribute to your program.
And with some of the ones that we had early in the varsity level program when you were first here, they now have boys coming through our elementary program.
Absolutely.
So some of those are scattered through the different
makes you feel
levels.
old, but good at the same time.
All right, and then staying with the boys before we move to where the girls are right now, the 5th and 6th grade boys also played 3 games.
Yep, they have 3
today.
games under their belt. I think both our 5th and 6th grade had wins over Daleville last night, double digits. So Coach Womack and Coach Schilling are our 6th grade coaches, and yourself and Coach Powers are 5th grade coaches. So got them rolling. The bulk of their season will be after the break. So that'll be a lot of games in January and February, but things are up and rolling well there as well.
Excellent. And then our 7th and 8th grade girls are both undefeated at this
Well,
point.
actually, last night, the 7th grade is now, and if they had a close win over Pendleton Heights last night, 8th grade fell, so they're now 2-1. 7th grade is 3-0, so they're doing a nice job. But good things, definitely really good things in the 7th and 8th grade programs with the girls. Like I said, they're kind of like the 5th and 6th grade boys. The bulk of their season will happen after the break, so we'll see most of there, but they've got some good players.
And then the 5th and 6th grade girls are just getting ready to get underway to their season.
Well, the way that works, they just are finishing up. We have for the way we do girls, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade have a rec league before Christmas break where all our kids play together, and then we take a couple teams from there and go play a school season after the break. So they've been playing, but they haven't played anybody else. They're just in-house, and they'll start their school travel season once we get back from the break.
And we mentioned middle school wrestling was getting ready to start, and middle school swim is also going to be starting.
Yeah, they'll start after the break. So I know middle school wrestling has had their call-out meeting. I'm sure middle school swim will shortly. So got a lot of good stuff middle school going on.
Excellent. Well, we're gonna take another quick break here, and when we come back, we're going to talk about some of the service projects and some other things that are happening at Eastern Hancock. We'll be right back here on Royal Pride.
A family farm with a family that does more than farm. A community-owned telecom that connected everything and everyone with high bandwidth fiber optic. She can run her business while staying close to the people she loves most. And he can launch a promising new venture without leaving the farm. Ninestar Connect. Community-owned, community-strong.
Welcome back to Royal Pride. We're going to talk about some of the things that are going on at Eastern. We really have a new vision that we've been working on over the past 2 full years now. I think maybe this is the 3rd year that we've been working with this vision, and included in that is leadership that serves and doing service projects and things like that with each of our sports teams. And we have a couple of those coming up.
Yeah, we had one coming up this Friday, and then one last Saturday. Our girls basketball, we've got some pictures there. Spent a day ringing bells for the Salvation Army, and I know that Coach Dowd and the girls had a good time doing that because we find these service projects generally probably do more for the teams than they do for whatever they're helping. But anyway, they had a good time, as you see the pics there. This coming Friday, several of our boys basketball teams, all the way down, not just high school teams, but several of our teams will be going over to the county fairgrounds every year. Hancock County, as many of you are aware, viewing, has I believe what they call it, a day of sharing, where they allow families less fortunate to come in, where they can get toys and gifts for families that maybe can't afford a Christmas like they would like. So we go, and I know this Friday we'll be doing a lot of the heavy lifting of taking stuff off semis and things of that nature. So we're going to go help with that this Friday, and we've done that for a number of years. Earlier also this season, a lot of our boys went over and helped set up for the Feast of Plenty during Thanksgiving. So it's just some neat things going on as far as those service days. And we've had, obviously many of our sports doing many different things, so I'd like to highlight those when we get a chance.
And the Feast of Plenty, I believe I read 7 counties. It impacted people in 7 counties this year.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it did. That was something started by Lisa Meggie, the late Lisa Meggie, that has certainly had a wide-ranging impact on our community.
Well, it's nice to help teach our student athletes the importance of giving back to the community, but I think it's even more rewarding to see how they feel about it while they're doing it and those types of things, because I think sometimes our kids think, I really don't want to do that, and then they go and they get a positive experience.
Generally, it's a good bonding experience for your team, so that's good for them to know.
Yes. And we have, as most people in the community know, we had a loss of a student last week. Our condolences go out to Justin Locker's family. He was, I didn't know Justin directly, I know you did, and you can talk a little bit about him, but I've heard nothing but how positive he was and how fun to be around he could be and those types of things. So I know he will be missed by many.
Justin was a baseball player for us. He was a character. He's known he was a big New York Yankees fan, so we'll forgive him for that. So, but he always he wore jerseys all the time. We've got a picture shared as part of one of the things we did at school last week. We had Jersey Day in honor of Justin. As you see the picture there of a good portion of our student body wearing a jersey, but he liked to wear jerseys. But a sudden impact, that's obviously hard on the family, hard on your school when such a young person passes away. So our thoughts and prayers certainly go out to that family. Got a neat story to share. Just a lot of times these individuals just get our ire. We had a varsity basketball game Saturday night, and we had a moment of silence for Justin at the game, and one of the officials came up to me and said, I'd like to donate my game check tonight to that family. So, like I said, we're generally screaming at the officials. But this gentleman, he gave his check for the night. Just a neat story. A lot of good things come out of tragedy, as we know. But anyway, I just wanted to share that story. I also want to pass on, since our last show, to the family of Matt English. He passed away just recently. Matt was a fantastic basketball player here at Greenfield Central. Has been Beech Grove in both head boys basketball and then the AD capacity for a number of years. And I believe just earlier in the year they named Beech Grove, they named the court after him. And I know Greenfield just the other night had a nice night honoring him when they played Beech Grove. But we certainly want to pass on our condolences to the English family as well.
Yes, our thoughts go out to both of those families and impacted in our athletic and school communities around the county. So we have one of our students that we lost prior to the school year last year We have a dinner fundraiser that honors.
Right.
Senator
It was
and-
last year for the Knightstown Eastern Hancock game. Our athletic booster started a program where we had a pork burger dinner, and what it does is those go, the proceeds on our Knightstown Eastern Hancock boys girls doubleheader. We have a dinner. The proceeds go to the scholarship funds of we lost Riley Settigren, so it goes to his scholarship fund, and then Knightstown lost Dylan Heiner, and half of it goes to his scholarship fund. And this past Saturday at our Eastern Hancock, Knightstown had a similar thing. They had a walking taco bar, and the proceeds will go to each of those scholarship funds. So, just a good way to, once again, to something that was tragic and some could come good at it. And it's great when communities come together. We're great rivals, but also can be great friends.
Excellent. And we also have a Royal Pride for Parents program at Eastern as well. We talk about what we do with the athletes a lot, but we also have a program specifically for parents if they'd like to.
Yeah, this is a really positive program that we started a few years ago. Just working on, it's tough. We all know it's tough being a parent of an athlete. There's a lot of emotions into it, a lot of things. But anyway, just to help, and Angeline Blocker has led that, the past couple of years and done a great job with it. Every year we have the Royal Pride for Parent Rally where we have a speaker come in, and that's went well. But it's actually been gaining some attention. I've been interviewed by both the Ninestar about it at one point, and just this week I had a national magazine called Coaching Management who called me and wanted to interview about the program. So, just kudos to that group. That's kind of setting the standard of raising awareness of just helping parents be good parents of athletes, and just want to give that group a big shout out.
Okay, and as we're quickly approaching the end of the show here, just a quick thank you, and maybe we'll do a highlight of this individual on our next show. But Ryan McCarty does a lot for our program. Maybe we can even get him to come with us.
That would be great. That would be great. Ryan McCarty, I don't know if we've mentioned him on this show. Ryan's the senior minister at Wilkinson Church of Christ, but just what he does for our school is outstanding. I couldn't even start. I wouldn't even want to start listing all the stuff he does. But just this past week with the passing of Justin, he was Johnny on the spot, immediately there helping us, as were several other individuals. But he was there yesterday as the kids were getting back from the funeral. This coming Thursday, he's going to do a team building activity with our basketball team. He's the assistant coach for the football team, and probably long past due on this show mentioning thanks to him.
Well, thanks for all you do, Coach McCarty. We appreciate it, and look forward to working with you in the future as well. Well, that's going to do it for our show today. We'll be back next month, and we'll be starting to wrap up winter seasons when we're here next month. So we'll see you in January here on Royal Pride.
Hi everyone, I'm Matt, the Ninestar Energy Advisor. Today I'll be talking about window coverings.
Window coverings are a great way to help manage your heating and cooling costs. Beyond this, you can also save on lighting costs by taking advantage of natural lighting in your home. Install window coverings that are easy to operate so you can simply open or close the coverings with changing weather conditions. Blinds or louvers can help manage direct sunlight. Insulated curtains or heavy materials can have an insulating advantage as well. Keeping solar gain out in the summertime can help reduce cooling costs. Window coatings or glass coatings are also available that can help improve energy efficiency. Windows and doors are a weak spot in your home compared to your insulated walls. Utilizing window coverings allows for better energy savings.
Thanks for watching this energy saving tip brought to you by your friends at Ninestar.